Dead Ain't Hip Hop Conversations. We're doing another one, another convo. It was a super chat from our live, so make sure you guys tune in to those. We do them every other week at 9 p.m. Yeah, today we're talking about albums that receive their flowers later. I feel like there could be a number of albums that we could probably put on the list, potentially. So we will give you 3 albums that receive flowers later. Hopefully we don't have one from each other list. So
y'all ain't got mine, definitely.
That's funny. Yeah.
I doubt y'all have one of mine, or two.
Yeah, because you're gonna say some stupid ass Common album.
I wouldn't do that.
That's the wrong video. That's the wrong video.
Feel free to disagree. But Nas's "It Was Written." Anybody have that on that?
I don't have it, but that wasn't that didn't come out the gate as one.
I don't think people liked it when it first dropped. I mean, there were people, because especially after Illmatic, because it was a little bit more mainstreamy.
It was commercial. They didn't
Yeah. So they weren't really messing with it. He had the song with Lauryn Hill on it, and whatnot. So people were more of the mainstream guys liked it because of the Lauryn Hill stuff, mainstream hip hop fans. But yeah, there was definitely a kind of I won't say a backlash to it. And then just over time, it just kind of really started to grow and grow and grow. And you've heard it on this program plenty of times where you now see people saying that it's better than Illmatic, or they prefer this over Illmatic.
Who said that?
You already know
Who?
They on this show.
FIFO?
Yes.
Man.
He's not alone, bro.
What do you mean he's not wrong?
He's not alone.
Oh, I was about to say,
come on.
I'm about to throw my cup at you. What the fuck?
Nah, he's not
That
alone.
makes sense from FIFO, because
Yeah.
he's not really like a boom bap guy. So I get why he would think that album was better.
And a lot of people right around his age demo, you know,
It makes sense.
And a little younger, yeah, they say that. So I think some of the hip hop heads, quote unquote, started to kind of appreciate it and embrace it for what it was. But yeah, when this first dropped, it wasn't it for a lot of folks.
I never listened to this album.
To which one?
It Was Written.
You say you never listened to it?
No, I said I never listened to it. Not I have never listened.
I got you.
I don't ever get in the mood for this album. It's good. It's definitely a good album. It's really a good album. But whenever I get in the mood for Nas, I either go Illmatic or Untitled.
What you got, Rod?
I'm gonna say it before you say it. But 8Ball MJG coming out hard. I feel like people nobody was up on that album. I don't feel like people were up on that album, and later like people find out like, oh shit, that song is from that album, and like Mr. Big and all that stuff. People don't even Armed Robbery, all of that stuff. I don't even know if it gets its flowers now, to be quite honest. Like I feel like people like us, like know. Do you know about that album at all? Coming out hard.
Was that the one with Space Age Pimpin'?
No. See,
Then no, I don't.
Yeah. This is their first. Well, I don't know if this is their debut. Kind of, sort of. They had some
Yeah,
stuff on
they
the
had-
ground,
yeah, they had
but
another- yeah,
this
but
was
it's-
their official debut
Right.
album, and I don't think people was on it like that. It was a very neighborhood thing, like if you knew, you knew. So yeah, I feel like that 8Ball and JG coming out hard definitely got its flowers later. Because like you just said, On Top of the World, like it's the one that you remember, Space Age Pimpin'.
That's the only one I know.
And that's nowhere near as good as Coming Out Hard.
Damn.
It's just not. It's just not.
Damn.
It's not.
Top of the World, Diamonds and Pearls. All I can see. All right. That's a good one. Let's go and add to it, Mike. What you got?
Chance the Rapper's Big Day.
No, seriously, what you got?
The first one that came to mind, because I remember the reviews tearing this apart, and I think we might have talked about it when we reviewed it, but Paul's Boutique by Beastie Boys.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
That album was not well received at all when it came out. At least from what I remember. Y'all in the chat, I'm sure, will let me know if I'm wrong, but you'll be wrong. Coming off of License to Ill, they had the whole rock rap thing, party thing, and then Paul's Boutique is very, very. Didn't we review this? I thought so. Paul's Boutique is very psychedelic. It's very like sample heavy. They were rapping a little bit different. And yeah, when it first came out, I liked it. I thought it was good, but it had to grow on a lot of people. You know, a lot of folks were like, this shit is whack. What the fuck? You know, what happened to these guys? But now people look back on it and they're like, nah, they were on to something. Like that psychedelic, weird, spacey rap thing, that became a hot commodity later. So that's my first one since y'all won't accept Big Day.
My next one, this is going to be interesting. Because I don't even, I'm going to just go ahead and say it.
Some bullshit.
It might be.
Started with some bullshit.
Started with some bullshit.
Dog pounds, dog food.
Was that shit on when it came out though?
I don't know if it was
People were
shit
not
on it.
feeling that album when it dropped. And I remember, because I was one of them to a certain degree, because I remember listening to it, I was like, wait a minute, this ain't exactly what I wanted. And then I fell in love with it. And then it became one of those albums that I enjoyed. And then just over time, as we've been doing this, I've just been seeing people talking about it in the comments. And you would actually start mentioning how much you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can see people catching on. So and I just did some research online just to kind of see, you know, what the reception was. And people do actually enjoy it more than when it first dropped. But yeah, I think it's one of those, if you know, you kind of know sort of things. But yeah, that was one just off my experience when it first came out. Like, yeah, it was not hitting, but then when you listen to it, like, oh nah, this is kind of it. Shit, what is the joint? Well, of course, yeah, Let's
That's
Play
the one
House
where Snoop was stepping on New York buildings, kicking them over and shit. Yeah, they did not like that shit at all. Like,
Nah.
Blame them.
So yeah, that's one I'll throw in there. But you know, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know. Y'all
that was
may
the
be
New
too
York.
young.
New York
Yep.
is the city of dreams.
That shit caused problems, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That shit caused problems. I think they had on there. I Want a Fucking R&B Chick. I
Yes.
think was on there.
Yep.
And that over time became a thing. So yeah.
I think this is a really big one, personally. I mean, it's one of his most acclaimed albums now, but it just was not hitting like that in the day. But Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt. That people wasn't people wasn't messing with that album until like later. I don't even think it went gold or diamond until like later on. Like, but that's all people talk about now is Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt. Even myself it's an album that I went back to after S. Carter. And I went back and listened to Reasonable Doubt later, like, oh wow, this shit was dope. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people do the same thing. So you wouldn't think that it wasn't popular when it came out, the way people talk about it today, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It didn't get its flowers till later, and I think because of Big and things like that was still overshadowing Jay-Z's Light or whatever.
Yeah.
People
definitely caught on late. I think it more because his popularity increased. So yeah.
Yeah.
Stop, drop it up.
Not that tough.
Stop,
Right.
Yeah, so this is for the heads. Y'all will know. Divine Styler, Spiral Walls Containing Autumns of Light. I remember
when, man, people want to fuck with that shit. Bro.
You remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember that
shit was crazy, wasn't
that
it?
shit was crazy.
Man, remember when it changed though?
Bro, what did it change? I ain't never heard of this shit. What is it called?
Divine Styler. It was like some real underground rap shit. But when it came out, it was beyond too weird for even like indie rap dudes.
Wow.
They were just like, what the fuck is this? When I first heard it, I didn't think it was bad, but I was just like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this guy. He's crazy. I don't even like, how is he making this?
Yeah.
How is this even rap? But when you look back on it now, I don't remember what year it came out. I should have looked it up. When you look back on it now, like it was a precursor to a lot of shit. Like the way he was composing songs, and this is not a shot, but Kanye, like, no, listen to this. Like, if you listen to the newer Kanye stuff, go back and look at what Divine Styler was doing. Like, it was seriously some next level shit. The rap nerds, the backpackers, y'all understand. Death Grips, you listen to that shit and you're like, oh man, it's so crazy how he's so off the wall. Go back and listen to Divine Styler. Like, this dude was really on some other plane that no one even remotely understood. And it's a shame that the album was getting like 1 star and just fucking destroyed. And now, if that shit came out today, it would be album of the year for every fucking rap nerd. So every fucking college geek that's like, I love hip hop. They'd have this shit number fucking one. Yeah. So
I gotta go find it if it's out there.
It's out there. What the fuck? I didn't just make it up.
That's funny.
No, it wasn't that. Like if it's on the streaming or something. I can't say that I've heard of that one.
I can't tell you if it's on streaming.
Yeah.
I'll send you MP3s. But yeah, it came out in 1992. I want you to think about that. If you do go around and listen to it, think about the fact that this came out in 1992 when you weren't really allowed to experiment with rap like that in 92. You weren't really supposed to be going out there and grabbing psychedelic weirdo sounds. You weren't supposed to do that. This dude, yeah, man. Check it out. It's dope.
Electric Circus.
See, man, I told you he had some bullshit ass Common album on here.
No, I told you, man, that's the wrong video.
Hey, I'm making a prediction. I'm seeing it, Mike. People are starting to come around. People are coming around, and one day y'all gonna come to this video. It's like, hey man, he was right, man.
I said I was gonna
do that.
Time, bro.
I said I was gonna go back and listen to it.
Watch, you'll see.
No one's gonna do that.
You'll see.
Man.
You're gonna be like 70.
No, I won't.
70.
But the question was, album that received their flowers later.
Yes,
The album is not receiving its flowers.
It's not.
It's getting fucking black roses. You bring to funerals. It's getting those flowers.
I don't know, man. I'm seeing the tide turn, Mike.
Where?
On Twitter.
You a lie.
I'm dead ass serious, though.
You a lie.
I'm dead ass serious.
Ain't nobody jamming that shit. And that's not even a disrespect to Common. Common knows that album's not good.
Masterpiece Ice Cream Man. That shit is like a fucking classic. But yeah, I don't think at the time people even knew who Master P was. Probably didn't know where Body About It came from. And they all they knew was make them say and all that shit. But but nah, you go back. Yeah, my Ice Cream Man definitely got his flowers later from more people, I think.
Once they got more popular.
And figured out, oh shit, he has this album that has a whack ass cover. It's just all this shit. like it's just him on the cover with ice. Like it's like one of the wackest covers of all time. And but it's a fucking dope ass album.
Man, Break 'em Off.
Yeah, man. Like I said, Break 'em Off, About It, like all that stuff is on that, man. So I think that's definitely one that got its flowers later off the popularity of the Make 'em Say Uns and all that. Ghetto D and all that stuff. So yeah.
I think that's well, did you want to mention one of your honorable mentions?
I could. I can.
Okay.
I think Lupe's Food and Liquor. I don't think people was up on that like that when it first came out. It debuted. It was at 12. It ranked 12 on the Billboard.
That's pretty good though.
I think 12 is good.
12 out of 50?
And you know what? And it was nominated too.
Yeah,
it was
I think people liked it when it came out.
Okay, I can see that.
You could have said Lasers.
Who? Lasers? I don't know if it ever got its flowers.
I have a feeling, not even on Ken's joking with that
yeah.
bullshit Common album. I have a feeling that at some point the tide is going to turn with Lasers.
You think so?
I have a feeling because I have a feeling that people are going to look back and they're like, man, it really wasn't that bad.
It is.
They're trying to say that.
They're trying to say it now?
Well, what I've seen here and there are people referring more to the content.
Right.
Yeah, but we always said that.
Right, but I think with that weird kind of, I don't want to call it techno because people call it techno and it's not techno, but the weird, almost like upbeat kind of weird production. I mean, it was pretty challenging if you really think about it.
But it was more so about the features and stuff because he had a bunch of people that was singing on it and like.
I thought people didn't like the beats. I thought it was
no,
the beats
weren't. The beats weren't that great for Lupe and the content that he was rapping about.
Right.
We've always said the content was
the
there.
content's never bad.
It's never bad. It's just a soundscape. The soundscape and the singing. It was just like, yo, wait, what?
Give it 10 years.
I can see people trying that.
I can see people trying and succeeding. I can see people turning the opinion on that album.
I tried to go back and listen to it, and I was just like, nah, it just don't work. Damn. It's the disconnect. It's a disconnect with what he's rapping about in the soundscape. It just don't mesh. It's like he needs to recreate the album with a different. Somebody needs to do that.
Dope.
I'm sure someone has.
I don't know.
I'm sure someone has. I bet
somebody
if
could
you dig
recreate
online,
like Conductor or somebody just come and just recreate Lasers with different beats. That shit would be amazing. I think
there's a couple albums that I think people will change around.
Yeah,
I think New York by Blue, people will come around. You know, they already are. Yeah, there are albums that people are going to eventually look back on and be like, damn, we shit on it, but now I get it.
Did Mos Def, did that Black Star get his credit?
Yeah.
Flowers when it came out. I wasn't.
Black
there.
Star led Raucous. When Black Star came out, that's all people want to talk about.
Yeah. Any Common albums that didn't get his flowers till later?
He just told you.
Yeah, I did. Bro.
He just told
Listen,
you, man.
Mike.
You weren't listening,
Yeah,
bro.
I know, man. See
Motherfucker
how they
ain't
do the
listening. Got
man.
sugar daddies in his ear, bro. Motherfucker ain't listening.
One more.
Yeah.
Do y'all think Section 80 got its due credit when it came out? Section 80 did? Because a lot of people don't even know about that album.
But the people that did know were like, this is amazing. It wasn't like people
Okay.
listened to it and they're like, it's whack.
I just feel like overall consensus, I knew people that didn't even know that album. So when I think about the Flowers Later, it's like, people get put onto it later.
I was thinking Flowers Later meant people didn't fuck with it when it came out. They thought it
okay.
was whack. And then later on, they changed their mind.
Got
So that's
you.
why I said Paul's Boutique and Divine Styler.
I think both of those things work.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Either
yeah.
way it works. Like you didn't like it before and you like
you
it
didn't
later.
know about it.
Or you
Yeah.
just didn't know about it and you didn't find about it till later. That's the approach I took.
See, if I took that approach, I probably would have had 20
Okay.
on
got
here.
you.
Because
Yeah, I
there
would've
were
had a lot more too.
there were plenty of albums that I know came out and had like certain pockets of people flipping out, but then everybody else was like, what? What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Who the fuck is that? That's but yeah, I didn't approach it that way.
All right, well, let us know. What do you guys have in the comment section? Hit the like button, and if you are new, then hit subscribe and join our community. We'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.